Alrighty, we're at that point again. I would probably say this has got to be one of the biggest days for this year, especially after all the other big days we've been through. I think this is a day where we see a decision made. Decision made being we either have a 30% dump from here, Bitcoin finally breaks the low. We finally go down to those terrible levels. We finally get a capitulation, big ass volume buy. Finally, it's sitting here somewhere. We've been waiting for it here all this time. We've been waiting. It's sitting somewhere here. We don't know where. And maybe today's the day that finally takes us there, or within the next, week or next few days. So I think a big decision today. I think the stock market's been coming down the last few days. The decision today is either going to cause a bounce in the market. If there is a bounce, I'm seeing a 40% upside. From here, not thinking anything too ahead, just thinking that if we bounce in these areas, there can be a 40% upside within Bitcoin, within altcoins, a lot bigger within altcoins as well. And if it goes really bad today, 30% down in the market, 30% down on Bitcoin, 50% down on altcoins, finally get a capitulation, finally get a buy order, and finally can we get over this damn bear market. So guys, we're here to pick the spirits up. We're going to have a great day today. Doesn't matter which way this market goes. We're going to make sure that we get it and we kick ass and we continue this fantastic journey. No more wasting time. Let's get into the show.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam. Hope you're having a great day so far. I felt like a racer today. I got up this morning. I'm like, it's a big day. What would Max Verstappen think if today was the biggest race of his life? How would he be? And I decided to become a racer today. I decided to feel a lot better out there. Guys, if you're brand new, smash a like, smash the subscribe button, join all of our social medias. Everything is below in the description. Guys, quick chat now. I'm about to jump into the charts. Hammer time, possibly hammer time. I'm at that decision point that if it is hammer time, I am going 98% of my life back into crypto. I decided through this bear market to start building some dollars a few, 2-3 months ago. And if we do get hammer time and Bitcoin does go down, I'm deciding to go all in again. All in, 100% back in, which means my spending comes down. It means I no longer eat nice things all the time. I'll eat the basic things, like everything comes down, because if things go down to those levels, I'm 100% in. I am still a 100% believer that a bull market will return. I still believe in crypto very much. I feel like there's so much happening under it. And I can't believe the amount of negativity that's running down. We actually had a research call this morning and everyone's like, they just, they're at that point where it's just, are we ever going to recover? Are we ever this? Like, we're in this for a long time and these sort of things. And you go through Twitter and you just see the amount of, not even bearishness, just the amount of life being sucked out of people right now. And this is where I stand right now. I'm going 100% back in. We are going to trade no matter what the market gives. It's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year for me as well. Many ins and outs. But we will trade and we will never stop. And we will keep fighting, and we will become financially free, guys. I want us to pick the damn spirits up. I want us to feel good because we got this. Like, the fact that things are cheap like this, the bull market will return, and everything that hurts so much and sucks so much, it is all going to be worth it. So one of the biggest messages I want you guys to do today is don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Please don't give up. I'm with you guys through this. We're going to trade the damn things. If there's no money to be made by hodling right now, we will trade. We'll make it work. Like, I'm working my ass off, just getting great at these charts again and great at these short-time things. And I don't want us to stop. I'm with you guys till the end. We are not going to stop. I'm going to be here throughout all of it. Just pick those spirits up. I know it's shitty out there right now, but we need lightness at this point because I've said it many times. Price is shit right now, but opportunity is spiking through the roof right now. If you ever wanted to change your life, if you ever want to do these things, like we're at that level of doing it all again. And it's quite crazy, guys. So pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. We got this. Come on. So, like I said, come on, guys. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Like we've been through way too much to sit here and like allow this to destroy us now. Like we have been through lots. And we don't want to be dead on the floor when it does come, because that sucks. That absolutely sucks. So I'm here to pick up the spirits. I'm here to get things flowing. Pop in the comments. How are you feeling? Where are you from? Do you still believe that we're going to become financially free? Do you still believe, like, get it up? Because if you don't, I'm going to kick your butt until you change that mindset. Because I remember that feeling. I remember 2 years ago that feeling. I actually had it again now, in the last 2-3 days. I've been watching that Kevin Hart series, actually. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. Go watch it. And he got into this thing of like taking on so much and never stopped taking on so much. And they asked him the question, like, why did you get this mentality? What happened? He's like, because I was broke before. And I get into this mode that I never, ever want to be there again. And it's the same thing with me. I've taken on tons this year. And I think it's that fear of ever going back to the levels of where we were previously that we actually start getting obsessed and we actually like take on too much and we burn ourselves out and these sort of things. So it just shows you now the mentality again, that when you are fighting for this financial freedom, preparation for your head for when that money is in your pocket is way bigger than worrying about making the money right now. The money is going to come. And if that money comes at the wrong time, it's going to destroy your life. It's going to destroy things in your family. Like, it's the truth of it. So be grateful that you're still here. You're still with yourself and keep working on that. While I'm actually on that topic, guys, I am working not only to get us financially free, and I'm not going to stop until we do get there. I won't. I will never leave crypto until we've gotten to where we wanted to get. And that is a promise I will give you guys right now. But the second thing is I'm working my ass off on my own channel as well. Please go. The link is below in the description. Please go follow my channel and go see what I'm busy with there, because I'm prepping your mind throughout these times as well, through everything that I've learned, through money, through what it's done in my life, through all the shifts and mental things. Like, please go follow that. It is Sheldon the Sniper. I see this. He says on. It is Sheldon the Sniper. Go have a look. Go watch my last interview. I got another 2 coming out this week. Let's actually put it in here. Sheldon the Sniper. Follow these 2 on the journey, guys, because I want to take us on a whole nother level. Go watch this. Go watch these things, because these are the big preparations that it's going to take when these financial freedom opportunities do come. I said it here. I lost it 3 times. And I've learned many lessons through that. And at these times, I sit addicted at times to never lose it again throughout these times. And it just shows the amount of preparation that it takes before the money actually comes, because the money will come at some point. The money will definitely come at some point. You know, looking at this, and I was speaking to the guys this morning, the incredible part of being back at these areas from where we were here, like it always comes. It always comes at some points. And I've said these many times. I've gone through these charts many times. It comes. And when it comes, it goes absolutely crazy. You know, I was looking at Theta. Theta did 136,000% in the last bull market. 136,000% in the last bull market. Where was it before that? It was in a bear market. It was in a market where shit was cheap. It was in a market where shit was flushed out. It was in a market where everything was gone and everyone was depressed and Bitcoin was going to zero. 2 years later, it's done 136,000%. You know, we look at these. Cardano did something like a 3,000 or 4,000% in the matter of a few months. So it's just, again, you cannot quit at these stages, and be aware of where you're at. You're there where no one believes in it anymore, where everyone's hating it, everyone thinks it sucks, and these sort of things. So make sure you're aware of that, and make sure we change that mindset. So let's jump in. Let's go have a look where we're at with Bitcoin. What is the major things we do have? Before I do jump to Bitcoin, we've got the 3 major indicators. We've got the stock market. The stock market has been forming that right shoulder. I still believe that with elections coming up, we're going to have some sort of relief bounce. Like, it just makes no sense. Why would you throw everything away? Like, Powell's going to want to win. He's going to want to win. In order to do that, he needs to see the world in a little bit of a better place. Even though we've gone through all of this shit, people want to see green. People see green, they'll vote. It's quite simple on that. If life is good and it's getting better, they'll vote. So I still feel we're at that point where at some point we're going to have a relief rally on the stock markets. For now, we're still holding the low as we speak. Shit goes bad today and it goes really south. I think 100 base point will create a lot of negativity. This will easily come down to these areas over here. And that's probably what cracks Bitcoin. That's probably what cracks Bitcoin from the low, and we get a 15 or 12K Bitcoin. So all eyes on stock market today. Very important to focus on that. We do have the Dixie, which is broken. It's made another high slightly this morning. One thing I did see with the Dixie was we do have slight bearish divergence as we speak, where we have a lower high in the RSI and a higher high over there. So there is bearish divergence forming as we speak right now. So a reversal here can be a really good sign for a really positive bounce. Considering that Bitcoin is still in that area, I'll go through it now. And at some point, this bad boy is going to come down. Like, this is forming such a beautiful trend and such a beautiful momentum to the upside. As soon as we crack this at some point, we're going to catch that nice and early. And it's still showing October, 10-year, finally break down, slow down. Slow down. Let's retrace this. Let's get a bit of life in the market, and then we can make the next decision from that. So this is still a very important chart, probably one of the most important, and probably why we're not getting anywhere, because we're still running clearly up in here. So as soon as this cracks and shows some sort of weakness, we'll finally start getting a shift. Anything else over here? Dominance sideways right now, which makes sense. So some days altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin, some days Bitcoin are performing outperforming altcoins. We still have the USDT dominance. We have the 618, which is slightly higher than where we are now. So we know with these news days, what they do in the beginning is they try basically fake you in the wrong decision first. So they either send it a little bit up today before the meeting and then completely tank through, and we get a really, really bad day. I don't know when's the last time you guys remember a day where everything here, you go through the list over here and it's minus 30, minus 45, minus 30, minus 25. Like, when last did you have one of those? If things go south today, I think we're finally going to get it. I think we're going to get that day where it just goes absolutely, everything is just double digits to the downside. And, you know, it'll be crazy to see those again. Like I said, I'm deploying 99% of my life. If we do have that sort of push, I'm not missing it. I know it maybe it goes slightly lower than that sort of stuff, but I know what it's going to do in the future. And same with you guys. Whatever we can get, if it goes even cheaper, like, it's opportunity. It's not as long as not buying shit and these sort of things, very important. So this dominance, we do have this little what's a move possibly to the upside to the 618. And what this basically will entail is, if this had to happen, let's say the bullish scenario plays out, we'll actually get a little spike up here, which means a little dump before the news, or the news, like it dumps, we dump quick, we have that quick wick, and then from that it is bought up, and that forces this then to drop down. This is one of the only charts that are still showing us some sort of bullishness, because we are still tremendously lower than the previous high on the market over here. And as long as we're getting this down, it means good thing for the market. So keep eye on that as well. We can't deny that Bitcoin is still in that range. You know, if Bitcoin doesn't break that low, it's good. Like, it's extremely good. And what low I'm speaking about is this low over here, the one that we started off with, and one that we kept bouncing away, and we've returned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We're sitting in this area now. Bitcoin still holds these horizontals. Things can still shift at any point, and we know how quick retail come back. We know how these things sort of come back. So the previous low that we made the last few days was the 18,200. And I think the main low that we're focusing on is the $17,700 mark. This is on Binance. It might be slightly different on any other exchanges, but a drop of that level obviously gives us the indication that there's a big gap now. There's a very big gap, and that gap is this final support we have here. The previous all-time high, you know, we're looking at the next gap all the way down here. So I'm thinking if Bitcoin doesn't hold those levels, I do think a $12,000 Bitcoin happens for that. In order for that to happen, we need the stock market to go down. You know, the futures, if we have a look at the futures for me has to come down to these areas, actually 26, 27. So it means the whole market and the whole world's going to go through something really bad. I know everything with Putin right now and everything happening, like, the world's just in quite a crazy place. But if we do bounce here, if we do bounce in these areas today and things go well, I think a 75 basis points goes well, I think the market pumps. If that does happen, let's just get back into that chart over there. And what's going to basically give us that indication is this trend line. So you jump to your 4 hour, you draw this trend in play over here. And I think if we break through that trend, I think Bitcoin starts to have a little relief to the upside. For short-term traders, I think this is good. I won't trade anything leverage or margin until the news is done. I think we've been through that. We've learned that. We understand that now. So I wouldn't trade anything in that sort of area and that specific time. But I am waiting to see that if we do have some sort of wick down and we break this trend to the upside, I'm definitely going short-term bullish, especially if it's 75 basis points. And that's, I think the market's going to react well. I think they're craving for a pump, and we've seen it many times. So that's sort of giving me that indication. And then remember, guys, what I've been saying with a lot of these coins, I'm actually doing it tomorrow. If that does go really south, I'm deploying about $250,000. I'm probably deploying with limit orders on much lower levels, because it just shows, you know, where these things can really go. Ethereum's still looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It's still looking pretty good. I don't think it goes much lower than the 800 if we do have that dump off, but I will pay attention on it. And ideally, we are just still waiting for this year that somehow we can get to this trend over here and we can start to break that. And I think today's the day that decides that. It does, because if we go down, we're going down hard from where we are now. Like, you know, let's actually speak about that. I think if we do go down, okay, and we go down from here, and Bitcoin decides now to go to, you know, the 12K or anywhere in these sort of levels, I think this goes down so quick in a day, in 2 days, so fast. And we want to see this completely bought up. So we actually want to see Bitcoin go to 12K this week and finish up at 20K by the end of the week. You know, we get something like that, tremendously bullish, like tremendously. Finally, we have buying power. Finally, we have big guys buying at these areas. Because one thing we still can't deny is we are seeing good volume at these areas. Let's actually go to the Bitcoin. It's crazy to see Binance. Like, look at the Binance volume compared to the rest at these areas. But if we finally got to do it, sometimes I know it's shitty to see our portfolios drain like that. Like, I looked at my portfolio this morning. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you know, it's terrible to see where they've been to where they are now. But, you know, ideally, let's rather cause death than first. If that's going to give the true buying power and finally get the big dogs in to get us at that relief bounce, and that's what we want. And I'm just looking at a lot of these alts here. BNB, tremendous strength right now. It's one of the stronger ones in this market at this point. And I think, let's look at DOT. I can't believe it. Like, look at these coins. Remember what I spoke about 2-3 days ago? Go watch the show then to make sure that you can see at the levels. You are looking at another 30% down in coins if Bitcoin does go down to those levels on any of these basic tokens, as in Fantom, as in all of them. If Fantom goes anywhere near 15 cents, I'm going absolutely crazy. Like, I'm literally going with whatever I can in those areas. Same with the Chainlink at $4 and all these sort of things. But everything as we speak is still at such a major support now. If the market bounces, we're going to have a strong relief. And we still can't deny that that trend can still be broken this year. And the stock market can still have some sort of good finish. That Dixie finally reverses. The 10-year yield finally breaks trend. And we get some sort of love back into the market and a little bit of hype back. What does that entail? That entails Bitcoin possibly back at 30K before the end of the year. You know, historically, October, November, December has been good months for crypto. September's always been a shitty month. August has always been a shitty time. You know, the July, all of those have always been a tough time for the market. So if there's something that's been followed by many times, if we follow that same sort of way and that same sort of method, we should have a next good 3 months. And does that entail maybe a low first? Possibly. I'm taking advantage of that low. And then we can basically go from there. I still feel Solana is one of your top bets. I think you got to catch Solana. If we get the breakout today, you got to get Solana. And the way you do that is by tracking it with this 4-hour trend, definitely. And then you got the higher trend too, where if it breaks this, it's going to move. I still think Solana is one of the top guns that you got to have in these areas. If things go really south, Solana goes to $20. I'm going crazy at those levels. But if we break this trend today, you see Solana go back to around 35. And if we break that next one, we can see us going all the way back to $50. So Solana is still one of my top favorites. Even if you look at it towards ETH, look at this. Look how strong it is against Ethereum as we speak right now. You look how strong it is against Bitcoin right now. Right now, if you're at that point where the market may even, come down another 50%, don't be too diversified just yet, unless it's your very long term. Make sure you smaller the amount of tokens by quite a bit. Very important for you to do that, to shorten the amount of tokens that you got through this time, even if it's just going into Bitcoin and Ethereum at these points and them making the decisions. But the ones that I'm definitely in is Cardano, Solana. Those are ones that I'm sticking through and holding with Bitcoin and ETH through these times. Let's speak about where's the XRP? Where's the XRP lovers? Where's the XRP army? Say what's up. Say what's up, because your coin's doing something. The market's not doing anything, but your coin's doing something. Should I add XRP to my portfolio? I don't know. Like, it feels this looks good. I'm not gonna lie. Chart wise, XRP looks pretty good right now. It's got a big increase in volume, so you always want to see that volume is following the chart. If the chart's going up and volume's going up, that's always a good thing. But wow, like if markets go bullish today, XRP looks good. Like, it looks really good. We broke out of this wedge. It smashed the first higher high, really good, and it's coming to retest as we speak right now. So if things react well today and the market has a bounce, XRP is one of the top runners here. It's one of the charts that are showing tremendous amounts of strength. There's a lot of interest right now within the volume, and it's showing basically the retest levels of 38 cents. If your XRP holds 38 cents and the market holds support and we bounce from here, stock markets go up and these sort of things, I think XRP is going to run. I really do. This is a good move for XRP. I'm quite impressed to see that it's doing something. When you poke something with a stick to see that it's still alive, it's nice to see that XRP is still alive at these areas. And what's nice about that is it's forming this sort of wedge that we've broken out. So it's an early access there. But then we also got this trend. And look at that. That's a big trend. That's a big time frame trend. That's a trend that's coming from November last year. So you nearly got a year trend that XRP has been in the down. And it's one of the first ones breaking out over here. So XRP, in my opinion, if the market goes bullish now, I think you got to have some XRP. I do. I think it's I think I need to buy some XRP because I think it's going to do really well from here. I think it's going to really shoot through. And if you look at the areas of 60 cents as the next major resistance, the next one's around 90 cents from that. So it looks like the XRP is coming back to life. Quite interesting to see that. I still feel the same with Run, with HNT. I still think that there's a lot of fundamentals going on here. And this is one token that if the market turns bullish today, I think it's one you want to be in. I think the growth is really big. Risk to reward ratio, it can go down to $2. If markets go extremely bearish again, that's fine. But your bullish scenario is a $12, so your risk to reward on this token is looking really good. The fundamentals are there, the volume's there, the interest is there. So I feel that Helium HNT is one to definitely keep your eye on as well. It's one of those that are running fast and they're looking good with the market right now. So I'd be focusing on that as well. What else has been running, guys? What else has been running against this market and doing some different things? What do you guys want me to chart as well? Please pop in the comments there. I've been through a lot of the other tokens. I see Atoms waking up in the last hour, 5% in the last hour. So we have XRP, we have HNT, EOS. I know EOS is also one that's it's been good, been on the radar quite often. Let's just get this up to see where EOS is as well. EOS is still, let's look. Same thing. We got that short-term trend. So that short-term trend, if we break that today, markets go bullish. I think EOS is going to do well. I just feel there's a lot of interest with EOS as we speak. And ideally, we're still waiting for the really long-term break of this trend line. That's going to be a big one, guys. It's going to be a really big one. Look at that on the weekly. Guys, I still feel, let's say markets go bullish today and we get a thing like, I feel the temporary for the next few months. I feel the bottom is near. I feel it's very near, actually. Either we dump off today and finally go to 12K, and that for me is the temporary bottom, or we bounce from here and we really shoot up. I feel the bottom's near. I feel the market is just so negative. I feel people are flushed right now. This is a really good feeling, actually, when you're in the markets, when the world and everyone's really like tense about crypto as we speak. And look where we're getting with a lot of these weeklies as well, guys. It's gonna come to an end. Like, it's gonna come to an end. I'm telling you, it's gonna come to an end. It's definitely gonna come to an end. Pop up some coins there for me, James. What the guys want me to chart there, please, brother. While I'm busy looking at the rest here, Algorand, definitely chat about Algo. It's good as well. So I think the big part, guys, is to still make sure that you're still following the rules through the system. And I'm kind of hoping that one or two of my drawings are still here. I'm kind of hoping. Still have this, guys. Still have this. Very important. Stick to it. Don't. This is like you're gonna soon learn in crypto that it's not about charting or like fundamentals that make you good. It's portfolio management. That's your biggest key. This is still things that I'm looking at. These are still, I still have different portfolios that I'm building. I'm building my low risk, my medium risk, my high risk, and my very high risk, and the percentages. It's all there. I'm still focusing on these things. It's still very big to focus on. And this is still currently where I'm looking at right now. 40% spot trading, 50% long term, 10% day trading. Like that's still the methods. I feel the day trading one is going to come to life when we finally make a clearer direction than this choppiness, because it gets quite hard. So I want to go full out when we finally get a nice direction, bull flags, bear flags. If it's longing, shorting, we can sort of make our way. But I'm focusing on that. So you can categorize where your EOS is, where your algo is, which one does it fall under. You can sort that out, but make sure you're using these percentages and building your portfolio. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And we're going to sit here again and be like, and you're going to be pissed off with yourself if you didn't get it right. And you didn't categorize your portfolio. Super, super, super important. Okay, James, give me those coins, brother. Algo. So where algo is right now, completely reset. I don't even know what more to even tell you guys with the levels that we're at right now. For me, risk to reward is absolutely ridiculous. You got all of the support over here. It's a good token. It's not going anywhere. Risk to reward, you can't even like. There's just what's worst scenario here? 40% downside. Okay, what's bullish scenario over the next 3 years? 700% to the upside. So 40%, 50% to the downside, 700% to the upside. Risk to reward. Well, what's the better play? Better to short algo or better to buy long term and hold for the next 3 years? It's very simple there. You could just see it. Look where we're at right now. There's no doubt about it. Risk to reward is buy and hold. Quite simple. James, next coin. James not even focused here. Let's bring James up here. James.
No, you can't cut me off. I'm here, bro. Kellen distracted me.
No. You're not even focused here. We need coins here.
What do you have to say for yourself, Kellen?
You're busy talking here and doing things.
I'm here, bro. I put lots of tokens up. You're just ignoring me.
Okay. Thank you, James. Okay, so Cosmos, Atom right now. What we do have while we're getting a sort of short-term pullback right now is we do have the stochastic weekly pretty high. So it is looking at a pullback, but this is good, guys. The fact that we got a very downtrend market, you want to find the tokens that are looking incredibly stronger than what the rest were. You looked at where Algo was. Algo sitting in these areas over here. And you got Cosmos in this area over here. And what you ideally want to look at is it's still far from where the previous high was. But any pullback, if there is that pullback, I'd probably look at this coming around $8 if Bitcoin goes really south. But any higher low from where we are right now is extremely bullish. And the same thing with risk to reward. You just want to get as near as possible in this range if you ever want to add more. For risk to reward, it's a no-brainer to be buying in this area because, over the next few months, the next few years, the upside is way more than the downside. If you are holding it right now, for me, if you got a token that's performing better than what a lot of the tokens are in the market are, protect it and look after it. As long as you got, if things go bad today, Atom can go to $10. If it goes to $10, do you have a better entry than that? If you do, protect yourself. Well, then you're great. But if you don't, protect yourself and get a better entry. But I think Cosmos is one. It's one of the front runners for the next bull market. It's one of the big daddies that's going to be really, really playing up there with the big guys. Any token that's been working their asses off in the bear market, get them. They deserve the bull market. They deserve the 100, 200, 500, 1,000%. Any of them that stuck to their word and kept building and have not run with your money or not closed down at these times, they're the ones that deserve to be invested in, and they will be rewarded. They will be extremely rewarded in that time. James, what's next? No smiling, brother. No smiling. Cardano. Cardano. I went through Yeah, Cardano is the same for me as well. Risk to reward is just ridiculous right now where we're at. We look at the percentage of what it did in the last, bull market was insane. I think if we look at the levels after the March crash last year, look at Cardano, it did 55,000%. 55,000% is what it did to the upside. And those who bought the bear market were those who made that money. Did they take the profits is another question. We'll fight that again. Remember, there's two different ways. It's getting the entry now and then knowing when to take profit in a bull market. It's a whole nother battle. It's just as hard as this one. It's hard to buy right now. It's hard to add right now. But those who have the balls to do it are those who get rewarded. So Cardano, for me, is still making a higher low in the weekly. It's got this wedge. It looks like it's very near of getting some point of making a decision with this wedge. Things go extremely bullish today. I still think Cardano is one of the top runners. Once Cardano is very clear of 55 to 60 cents, sort of the area it's been hitting and getting rejected a few times, then we'll finally see the road back to 80 cents to the dollar and that sort of move. I still think Cardano, they have their own season whenever it comes. And risk to reward right now is just insane of where it's at. So there is one slight opportunity that if things go really bad in the market of getting around 25 cents to 30 cent mark. It's a no-brainer. But then we also have this wedge where we're not promised to get there. If this breaks through and we start to make a momentum move to the upside, this wedge is what's going to give it the indication on the weekly. And right now it's in a top-up zone. So if things go good today, Cardano is one you want to be in. Still one of my favorites. It looks like it's shifting to the Bitcoin pairing and to the Ethereum pairing as well. So you're going to have the backing of Bitcoin and Ethereum on the next run up from Cardano, and you basically want to protect that and look after that through the times. What else, Jamesy? Pop them up. What did we have? QREDO, QRDO. This was Rand's token, right? Rand liked this token at these times. Also been through craziness. Look at this. Absolute craziness through these times. So the problem with this is you don't really have much data on the lows on where it can get from here. So it's basically a falling knife. So dollar costing, if you think the project's good, which I know they are, the team's good as well. Dollar costing makes sense. But if you want to get a little bit of timing on when this thing can start making some sort of move, you draw that trend in place and it gives you the time. So it's showing another winter 10th of October, another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you can start getting a little bit of a decent move. So either you dollar cost here or you wait for the break of that trend. Things with this, it falls under the very high category or maybe the high category part of your portfolio. But growth like this, the break of this trend can bring you really good growth. If we at 20 cents now, just to these areas over here, look at the next resistances, which is $2 to $3, and you look at percentage mark. This one's good, guys. It takes a little bit of patience, and in this game, you're going to learn how to build patience. You've got no choice. The market doesn't give you the choice, but be patient. But a break of this trend and a move there, it's a 6x. It's a 6x. So keep faith with that. If you did buy up here, I know Rand bought. I think Rand bought there. I think that's actually Rand. I think I'll label the chart. Let me just label the chart here so we can always remember this day. I remember I was saying it's going to go down. We can get it cheaper. I did say $1 or $2, so it went down quite a bit less than that. But let's just put this in here so that we got it. So Rand bought the exact top through that time. But guys, even if you did buy here, it just shows you again that you put in $1,000 there, and now we are sitting at 96 there. So you basically put in $40 now, and you buy the same amount of tokens. Same amount of tokens. And if you want to put in $100 now, you'll have 3 times the amount of tokens. So ideally what that's doing is, and it's still the most valuable skill that you're going to learn in crypto, is if your entry is here, that means you got, let's say, 50 tokens. You got 50 tokens. I don't think I'm able to draw it pretty well, but you got 50 tokens, right, in this area at this specific price. Okay, now you buy here and you double your tokens. So now you got 100 tokens, and what that automatically does is it brings your entry from here and it brings it down here. Okay, because now you got double the amount of tokens, which means your price per token is half of what it was previously. If you got $50 or 50 tokens at $8, if you have 100 tokens now, it means you got them at $4. So it means you bring that all the way down by putting in $40 right now. So it costs you $1,000 here. You put in $40 right now, and it brings this entry all the way down here. Now you can put another $40 in. Okay, now all of a sudden you're sitting with the entry price that comes all the way down to the $2 mark, because now you got 3 times the amount of tokens, so it means your average price per token is $2. Now you go put in $40. So let's, for example, you put in $1,000 in this area. Guys, this is the most valuable skill you're going to learn in crypto. Like a lot of people buy the tops, but it's about how you respond after that. You are extremely lucky to have prices of crypto here. Like you really are, because you're going to be blown away when there's any sort of bull market again of what it does. But ideally here, $1,000 bought me 50 tokens. All of a sudden, I buy another 50 tokens. I paid $4 per each. Now I buy another 50 tokens, and it brings me down to $2 per each. So that means if I do one more time, it brings me all the way down to $1. So it still puts me in a loss, right? But what it's done is it's brought my entry all the way. People want to know I bought the top. What do I do? You're in a market where shit has gone so south right now. You can fix it so fast. You don't even understand how quickly you can fix it. But now you're sitting at an entry of $1. Okay, so if you had to put in, let's actually even work it out. If you actually had to put in another $250 in right now, if you bought $1,000 here and you put in another $250 right now, you're going to bring your entry all the way down to around 70 to 90 cents in this area over here. So you managed to, from buying the top, yes, you had to put in another 25% more money than what you put in that time. But look how you were able to bring your entry from there all the way down here. And the crazy part of that is now you got, basically if price goes back to break even now, it goes back to 80 cents, right? Now you got your $1,200 back. Okay. You got your, now you got $1,250. So you break even. Okay. And now this goes to $2. $2.50. Now all of a sudden you've made, now you're on $2,600, $3,000. People want to know, how do I make back my losses? Like, here is the most beautiful and perfect example of doing that. Is if this goes back to $2.5 to $3, now you're sitting on an account that's $3,000. Or why don't you just wait for it? These are the two different scenarios. Why don't you just wait? Just wait, okay? So now you wait for 3 years, and you're at break even. 3 years. You wait for this token to get back there, and you're at break even. Like, do you understand the power of it and what you actually did there? That by you spending 20% of the money, so always look at when a token drops 90% or these big bear markets come, it's so easy to get back on track with a lot of the tokens. And you can do this with any of them. It was the same thing. Let's use a major cap as a quick sort of example of that. Is if you bought, I actually have a friend, shout out Tyron, that bought the top. I think he bought the top. He's one of the chosen ones. You'll see it on my channel. I think he bought the absolute top, and he always tells me, yeah, bought ADA. He put all of his money in, and he bought it, I think, around $2. He bought it in this area over here. Okay, and same for anyone that bought in this area over here. If you bought $1,000 in that area, I think you would have got 30 tokens. So in this area over here now, you'd be sitting with 30 tokens in the zone. Now, you look at where we're at now, 85%. Now, if you had to put in $150, you'd buy the same amount of tokens. Okay, so if you by you just doing that, if you had to double your amount of Cardano now, you bring your entry from here all the way here. Okay, and if you had to put in another 150, let's say you put in half the money, 50% of the money. Okay, it means you're buying 3 times more tokens than what you had in that area. So ideally, if you had to put in another $500 in now, you would have been previously on 30 Cardano. Now you're on 120 Cardano. So your average price comes all the way down to $1 in this area over here. So yes, you're still at a slight loss. Okay, I get that. If you had to double up, so you literally had to put in another $1,000, so you had $1,000, another $1,000, you'll be very shocked that this entry comes all the way down here in these sort of areas here. Now, the big question for you as well, you want to make money, right? Okay, cool. Are you going to wait 2 years to get your money back, or are you going to be smart? If you're smart and you bring your entry in here, that means Cardano has to go back to 60 cents or 70 cents now, and you had break even again. You had break even. And if it goes anywhere near $1, all of a sudden you've made $4,000. You're back in the profit. You're back in the money. and we're not even anywhere near. So that means if we get anywhere near back to those levels at this time, guys, it's so powerful. It's extremely powerful. The market is 95% down. So it means shit is so damn cheap right now. You don't even understand it. And how quickly you can get any of your tokens, doesn't matter how many tops you bought on any of them. If you balance them right now and stop worrying about 20 or 50 tokens, and you focus on the 10 that you really want, and you focus on getting each time you keep getting that entry down, 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 and that's all you focus on for the next few weeks, you're going to be so shocked at what it does in the future for you and how quick it goes back. Because now all of a sudden, if you had $1,000 in that area and you put another $1,000 in now, if Cardano goes back to 60 cents, you're break even. And if Cardano goes back all of a sudden to $3 in the next year or in the next few months, now all of a sudden your position is worth $6,000 to $8,000. Or you can wait for the whole thing to get there. Powerful, guys. It's extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. So go look through any of these tokens. Don't worry about too many of them. Rather work with the strategy of all of them at this point. It excites me, guys. It absolutely excites me. You have the biggest opportunity of your life right in front of you now. Stop looking at, oh, it may go down more. Like, get those entries down. I don't care how many tops you bought. Get them down. It costs you so much less. Some of the tokens, 5%. So if you put in $1,000, you put in $50 now, you buy the exact same amount of tokens you bought then. $50. All of a sudden, you bring that entry all the way down, half. Then you do it again. And you bring that thing down. I want you guys, by the time the bull market comes again, I want you all to sit there and at least have your entries on any of the tokens. I don't care if you bought the top. I don't care if you bought the middle. Have at least your entries in this area on every single damn chart. If you're in 10 tokens, make sure that your dot position is at least here. At least. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit done. It doesn't matter. Make sure your entry is at least here. On every single one of these tokens, let's go to Ethereum. Make sure your entry is at least here on every single one of them. And the next bull market, you're going to make financially free money and you're going to change your whole damn life and every single person in your life. You're going to change many, many, many lives. Get those entries down. If you can have your entry for Chainlink anywhere, $8, $7, get your entry here. I don't care where you bought. I don't care. You're at that position now where you can fix it and you can make it right. And no more excuses, like make it happen. If you really wanted to make it happen and be proud of it, be excited for it, because you get another opportunity of a once in a lifetime bull run. If this continued, we would never have got it again. You get the chance to do it again. You get the chance to be a part of it again. So fix what it is now. No more complaining. This is from me. This is from every single one. Guys, I believe in you. I think we're going to kick ass together. I think we're going to kill it together. It's quite simple, right? We have the opportunity. Bring those entries down and let's change everything. When the next bull market comes, we make millions of money, millions and millions and millions of dollars together, and we kick ass together. I love you all. Keep the spirits high. Keep happy today. Keep that head high. Come on, pal. Get us going somewhere, and I'll see you all on the next show. Much love, Banter fam.